Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Aisha. I'll be your main facilitator for today. Today, generally, we are going to speak about what Insight is. We'll speak about the various instances where Insight can be used. We'll take you through how to create a form and submit your responses. And then finally, we'll get interactive during our Q&A session. Insight is a data management tool that allows you manage the whole life cycle of your data from end to end. The solution is the best replacement for all paper processes in the world right now. It has inbuilt features that allows you to manage your forms. It means you can digitize all your paper forms with ease and capture any data either offline or in online mode. It has a workflow management feature that allows you to define any customized business processes. You can streamline all your business processes on Insight. It has a business intelligence feature that allows you gain insights into the data you've collected with our comprehensive reporting and analytical dashboards. If you have any medium to large scale data collection projects, you can leverage on our agent network to deploy those surveys. Who can use insights? We are saying research organizations can use insight to gather data. If you have any monitoring and evaluation needs, you can use insight. Security agencies can use the solution to report incidences from all over. And then fleet management. If you have cars that you want to track all over the place, Insight is the way to go. We are saying financial institutions should use Insight to replace the traditional way of processing their loans. And finally, we are saying if you're a poultry farmer or you're a farmer and you have needs to monitor the processes of your farm, you can use Insight. Imagine using paper to collect data from the field. Traditionally, what I've seen most organizations do is to print the questionnaire on paper, give them to data collectors, they fill the responses, and then they come back to the office and there's a data entry clerk that keys in all those responses. There are challenges associated with this process. It's normally slow, it's expensive, and it's stressful. And the most worrying aspect of it is there are data entry errors. It means that whatever decision that will be made on wrong data. We are saying with Insight, you can save yourself so much stress, money, and time. Just create an account on insights.isoko.com, digitize your paper process, download the Insights app from the Google Play Store, and monitor your responses in real time. So, in a short while, we'll just get started and see how to create an account on the web portal. We currently support Firefox, Safari, and Chrome web browsers. If you don't have an account, just click on create an account, fill in the relevant information, and then click on sign up. But for the purposes of this demo, I'll just log in with my existing account. I'll just provide my email address and then my password. If your account is a new account, you would have an empty landing page. My account is old. I've created a number of forms, so you can see all the forms showing on my dashboard. To create a form, just click on create form, provide the name of the form. You can add a description if you want, and then you can set a goal to monitor the progress of your data collection exercise. I'll name my form registration form. Kindly note, you'd realize that this checkbox comes automatically checked on. This means that every response that you would collect from the field automatically comes with geocoordinates attached. With this, you can monitor if your data collectors are within the right project scope or not. Once you are done, you go ahead and then add your questions. On Insight, you can create any complex form with the following question types. The numeric question type allows you to capture numeric responses, image to capture image responses. If you have a predefined list of options that you want your data collectors to select from, you can use the choice question type for that. You can use sections to also break your forms into distinct parts. You can use the date question type to capture date responses. If you want to capture signatures digitally, you can use our signature question type for that. Our text question type is to capture open-ended responses. It can be a short response like someone's name or a descriptive response like how you spent your last holidays, depending on what you're doing. We have the fingerprint feature that allows you to capture fingerprints of your respondents. And the three question type is for you to set multi-level options in your form. I'm going to take you how to create a simple registration form, but I'm going to use as many of the question types as possible. The very first question on my form will be the name of the person. So I'll go ahead and then select the text question type. So I want to capture the name of my respondent. Kindly note that we have inbuilt validations that allows anyone or a project administrator to control the errors that might come into the system. One that we have for the text, you can check this to make the question a required question or not. You can add a help text. The help text provides a lot of context to the question you are asking. And I can check to accept multiple lines. What this means is a respondent can give you a descriptive response or provide responses that spans more than a line. I can set a minimum and then maximum character length if I want. For what I'm doing, I don't expect someone's name to be just 2 characters. So I'll set my minimum character length to be 3 and then my maximum to be, let's say, 20. I want everyone's name, so I'll check this to be required. My next question on the form is age. I want to know how old my respondents are. So I'll choose the numeric question type, that's the number, and then add the age question. Again, I want to make this required. There's accept decimals on numeric question types, a form of validations. What this means is once you check this, you want to accept decimal responses. A typical example is if someone is deploying a project on, let's say, profiling farmers. He's interested in knowing the actual acreages. So it's fine to say 2.5 acres. But for what I'm doing, I'm not necessarily interested in decimal responses for age. So I'll leave that open. I can add a help text if I want. And then another validation, the numeric question type is the allowed value range. So I'm expecting people, at least your age should be 12 if you are responding to this form, and then maximum, let's say 50. 50. My next question on my registration form is date of birth. I'm interested in people telling me when exactly they were given birth to. So date of birth. Again, I can make it required. The validation on the date question is we allow you to set a date range. So my minimum date range, let's say, will be August 5th, 2018. I'm just making this up. And then my maximum, let's say 27th today. It means that my respondents will only should only give me date ranges that fall between my minimum and maximum value. My next question then would be, I want to know where my respondents live. So it's where do you live? But I want geo coordinates as responses. So I'll select the GPS coordinates. My next question would be, I want to see what my respondents look like. So I want their pictures. Please take a picture of yourself. Picture of yourself. And then check this because I want a response at all costs. And then my final question will be signature. Kindly note that we have skip logics too that allows you to either show or hide certain questions you don't want respondents to respond to. I'm going to set one. Let me set a pregnancy question. Okay, no. Let me set a gender question. So gender, male or female. And then I'll go ahead and set another question that's, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Yes or no. I'm going to set a skip rule on this question. So to do that, just to go on your skip this question option, and then select the question for which you want to apply the rule on. So I want this question to be skipped when anyone answers that he's a male to the gender question. So then I select the question, I say skip this question when the gender question is equal to male. The reverse can be skip this question when the gender question is not equal to female. Once you are done creating your form or adding all your questions, you can publish the form or save the form as draft and later come back to it depending on what you want to do. You can reorder your questions if you want to. I'll save my form now. Saving this means I can come back to it and rework on it at a later time. Once I'm done, I'll just publish my form. Immediately you publish a form, a unique code is generated. This unique code is shared with your data collectors to start collecting data. In case you miss it, you can find it on the form details card in the right-hand corner of your page. We show you the status of your form and the number of questions on it. If you have any responses, we show you that too. I'll let my colleague Otis take you through the Android application, and then we'll come back and look at how to view and then analyze our responses. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. My name is Otis, and I'll be taking you through the Insyt mobile application. The Insyt mobile application is used to collect responses to the form created on the web portal. It works in two modes, online and then offline. Online is when you are connected to the internet. All responses collected would automatically be synced onto the server, whereas the offline is when you are not connected to the internet. All responses collected will be stored locally on your device and then later synced onto the server when you are connected to internet. To download the Insyt mobile application, you visit the Google Play Store, and then in the search bar, I type INSYT. Then I select the first option, which is Insyt Mobile Data Collection. And then you click to download and then install. In my case, I have already installed, so I'll just go ahead and then open. Now, this is the login page. To log in, you are required to provide a valid email address and an access code as an agent. So I'm going to log in as an agent by providing my email address, and then I enter the access code for the form I created. Okay, then I click to join the organization. So I confirm the form and then the name. Okay, Kobina. This was what I was talking about, the country code. Okay, in my case, I'm in Ghana, so I'm going to select Ghana. And then I enter my phone number 0554848, sorry, 40400841. Okay, so this is the landing page. At the top left is the hamburger menu, followed by the organization name, which is Manifest. And then we have the refresh button. And then we have the add form or add access code button. That is the orange circle with a plus sign in it. And then we have the form listings under the published form. In my case, I have only one form. Now, you realize that some of you who are already on the Insyt network, after entering the email address, you were prompted to enter your password. Yes, that is because you are already on the network. So at this place, the add form, that is where you tap to add the code I just mentioned, 5821362. At the hamburger menu, when you tap on it, it brings out the drawer menu, which contains the settings, the help and support, logout, as well as the app version you are running on your device. Because I would like to fill or collect responses for the registration form, I will just proceed by selecting registration form. And after selecting the registration form is the form display dashboard. Also in the form display dashboard, we have 6 key items. The first is the back key that is located at the top left corner. It is used to take you back to the previous page. And then we have the refresh button at the top right corner. We also have the registration form as the form title. And then you see no response. No response has been collected or submitted by this account. So in my case, you'd see no response. Under it, we have the details card, which contains the last time the form was updated. So anytime there is an update, you'd see the change made there. We also have the submitted form folder, which contains all responses that has been submitted to the server. We have the saved form folder, which also contains all forms or all responses that has been drafted. We have the offline folder, which contains all responses collected in offline mode that would later be synced onto the server when there is an internet connection. And then we have the rejected forms folder. The rejected forms folder contains all responses that has been rejected by the project administrator. As we go on, my colleague Aisha is going to reject a response, and then I'll download the response, and then you see how we fix it. The last is the add response button. That is the orange circle with a paper sign in it at the bottom right. Because I will be collecting responses to this form, I just tap on the add response button. So this is the form created by my colleague. Question 1 says I should enter a name. You realize that there is a validation on this question that says that the characters must be 3 or more. Kili Otis. The question 2 is the age. I am 62 years old. Also, you realize there is a validation on it. It means that I need to be within that range to answer this question. I'm going to choose 45, which is okay. The question where she applied the validation rule, are you pregnant? So if I select the gender as male, and then I roll back to that question, I'm not supposed to see it. You realize it has been taken off. My question 4 is, where do you live? Which has to do with capturing my GPS coordinate. So I tap on capture GPS coordinate, and you realize that the coordinates are reading. I can continue to answer the following questions. Date of birth, I tap on it, I select the year, then I can make changes. Then I select the month. I'm okay with July, and then I select 11 as my date of birth. Then I'm going to take a photograph of myself. Okay. And then I select okay, I crop to get the right length and then breadth of the picture I just took. Then I crop to upload that image. I can as well choose an image from the gallery. That is if I have an image there. But in my case, I just took a live one, so I'm okay with it. I go to the signature question, and then I just tap on it. You don't need any special device. Just tap on it, and then it will just bring you this interface for you to sign. So this is my signature. Just swipe your finger on the screen, and you are good to go. Select done, and then the signature question is there. My coordinate has also been captured 5.57, as you can see. So I just go ahead to submit. You realize in the form there is a kebab menu located at the top right corner. In situation whereby I'll be collecting responses and then I'm asked to come back later and then continue, I just have to save the form by clicking on the kebab menu, and then I tap on the save. When I select save, and then I go back to the form display dashboard, and I go to saved form, select that folder. The response I collected would be there. I just tap on it, and all the previous data I collected or responses I took would be there for me to just proceed. Now I have taken everything, so I hit on the submit form button. I will encourage everyone to try and then fill this so we can use the analytics tool to explain further what it means. Now, let's go back to the landing page. So this is the landing page. Insyt provides a 24-hour support for all our clients. Insyt also supports 3 languages, that is English, French, and then Kiswahili. To be able to switch between languages, I tap on the hamburger menu at the top left corner, which brings out the drawer menu, and then I select settings. Under language settings, I tap on current language, and then I choose the language I would like to switch to. At this page, if you have entered more than one access code from different organizations, you would see switch organization after the language settings that you can use to switch between different organizations. Insyt, like I said, provides a 24-hour support. To access the help and support, you just hit on the hamburger menu, and then you select the help and then support. It opens this for you, and then you can tap on the new conversation to start a live chat with our able agent. You can as well search for articles to help yourself. In my case, I'm okay with what I'm receiving. At this point, I would like to hand over to my colleague to review the response received so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Otis. To review your responses, hit on the responses tab to view your responses. You can either decide to export your responses into Excel or download only images if you have images. So these are the responses I've received for this form. In case there are errors with the responses you've collected or you have issues with them, you can push them back to the agents who collected them to rework on them and then resubmit. To do that, just switch to the tabular view of each response, select pushback errors. You can reject the errors with a comment or just pick reject to send them back to the field. I'll take you through how to view your reports. To view your reports, click on the Report tab. Currently, we provide you with summary response. On the summary response, you can view the count of your responses. You can also view the exact locations of your agent with our agent locations from the various places they are submitting responses from. And you can also analyze the performance of your agents over a period using our agent performance charts. So let's look at where my various agents have submitted responses from. One key thing about this is you can tell in real time where your data collectors are positioned. If you realize some points are off target, it's likely your data collected is out of the project scope. A typical example is this agent. You can see for the responses I have, all the agents are positioned closely across the street. So with this, if you're a project admin and you realize something like this, you can call the agent. The name of the agent is their email and telephone number. You can call him and caution him or ask why he is so off the project scope. So this is another feature you can use to make sure your agents are within the right space. Now let's look at our analytical feature or how to analyze your responses. On Insyt, we built this analytical feature because we realized that collecting data is not just about the fun of it, but it's about you making decisions from the data that you've collected. We allow you to view proportions, that you can visualize the compositions of your responses. We allow you to visualize how a particular response has occurred over time with our trend analysis. We allow you to also compare responses between different groups with our comparative analysis. And you can view the spread of your distributions using our variations. Finally, too, if you have the need to view summary statistics or some descriptions on your responses, you can use our summary statistics feature to do that. So from this data set, let's look at how we can visualize proportions. All you need to do is to select a particular response you want to visualize the proportion on. In my case, I have excess question. So I'll just select the question and then proceed to see the chart that will come out. So from my chart, I can see there are more males as compared to female in the data set that I collected. I can save this chart and then later come back to it. The main purpose of the saving charts is for it to form a dashboard for you so that you don't have to regenerate these charts anytime you want to see this kind of information. Let's view another sort of analysis. Let me pick comparative analysis. With our comparative analysis, we allow you to at least select two types of responses, and then you select the categories over which you want to view the responses over. Let me select my two responses. And then I want to visualize the selected responses over regions. You can select which of the following you want to generate the charts by. Is either the sum of your responses, the averages, minimum or maximum. For this purpose, I'll just stick with my averages and then proceed to see the various charts this would be generated. So this is the chart that has been generated for me. With this, I can compare and say in the Ashanti region, there are a lot of children born alive and now dead, and as compared to central region. I can save my chart if I want to. Let's say, let me call this chart comparative charts, and then hit on save to save my charts. This is what my save charts screen looks like. And for this project, this will then serve as my dashboard. I don't need to regenerate it. Once the data grows, it feeds into this, and then the chat also grows. Thank you very much.